Pro-war guy. The Biden administration is continuing Trump's murderous criminal regime change war on Venezuela's elected government. Here's the spokesperson of Biden's State Department, former CIA agent Ned Price. He is the State Department spokesperson, former CIA guy. And when it comes to American imperialism in Latin America, there's absolutely no difference between him and Trump, being Biden. And here's the question. The question to the State Department spokesperson was, by the way, nothing will fundamentally change, just so you know. That's what that means. Question, staying in Latin America, is it fair to say the Biden administration is pursuing regime change in Venezuela? Biden administration says the Biden administration supports the democratic aspirations of the people of Venezuela. Much of the misery and suffering of the Venezuela people stands from one individual, and we have been clear that Maduro is a dictator. Which is interesting because so far they haven't even cared about the democratic aspirations of the American people. That's what's wild, right? 9 out of 10 Democrats want Medicare for all. They won't even vote on it. 70% of the country wants a minimum wage hike. They won't even give it to you. Yeah. How about we bring some democracy to the United fucking States? How about we do that, Ned?
And remember, Biden and even people like, I think it was Jake Tapper was talking about how they didn't do anything about that journalist. With the Saudi Arabian government?
Yeah, of course they didn't do it. They didn't
do anything.
No, but Putin's supposed to be the guy out there killing journalists. Saudi Arabia does it. I thought Trump was the guy who buddied up to dictators. Oh, no, so is Biden. Isn't that funny? So this guy from the State Department, he says he's talking about Maduro. He says his actions have not been in the best interest of Venezuela. It's not just the United States saying that. It's been the United States and many of our closest partners in the region. Okay, so how about Venezuela? What are they saying? How about the people in Venezuela? Not our closest partners, but what are the people in Venezuela saying? So it's basically a nicer way of saying Maduro must go. That's the question, right? And Biden spokesperson says, we believe in the democratic aspirations of Venezuela people. That is why we are committed to supporting the people by targeting regime officials and their cronies involved in abuses and corruption. John Hudson says, continuity between Trump and Biden on Venezuela. There it is. Continuity. There it is. Continuity, that's Max Blumenthal. Continuity. He's pointed it out. We got it. We got your continuity. There's the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. He says today, Venezuela interim president Juan Guaido, he said this March 2nd. Today, Venezuelan interim president Juan Guaido and I discussed our unwavering support for democracy in Venezuela and our efforts to improve the lives of the Venezuelan people. Yeah, we're going to improve their lives the same way we improve the lives of our own people. In other words, not at all. Not at all. Here's one more. In case you haven't been paying attention, the people in Venezuela, they had an election, and the guy you mentioned in your tweet wasn't elected to anything, meaning Juan Guaido. He wasn't even elected dog catcher. Not the U.S.'s business to name a president of a sovereign nation who wasn't elected to the post by its own people. You know, they always knock the dog catcher, but I think that's actually a pretty cool gig. Think of how happy you'd make people. Hey, I found your dog.
Yeah. Give them a UBI and healthcare. They could do it as a living. That's what people in other countries do.
That's right.
They do random shit. Sure. Don't struggle. It's possible. You got to look outside the United States.
German Arlington says, surely if U.S. administration wanted to support democratic aspirations of Venezuelan people, they would have considered all Venezuelans and not only those whose aspirations suit the United States administration's agenda. La, 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 la. Can't hear you. Imperialists can't hear you. There's one more. It's always hard for U.S. presidents to remember which country they're president of and which ones they're not. Or in the current case, it's hard for our president to remember if he's president at all. Huh? What's up, fat? I'm Barack Biden. How you doing?
Go for the other Biden.
Yeah, the other Senate Biden.
Right.
Venezuela is bad because the United States is imposing poverty on them, and 13% of their children are malnourished as a result. The United States, however, is quite good because 14% of our own children are malnourished due to poverty imposed on them by the United States.
Wow.
They have lower child poverty in Venezuela than we do in the United States. By the way, 14%, you think only 14% of the people children are malnourished in the United States? That is bullshit. That is an undercount.
You know why?
Why?
The federal poverty line is $12,000.
Oh, that's why.
A family of 4 making $27,000 a year is technically not in poverty by the federal poverty line.
That's amazing.
And that just is so, like, you're not living in this reality if you think that's true. So the half child poverty they keep claiming for American Rescue Plan, it cuts child poverty in half. That's based off those numbers.
Yes. And by the way, why don't you cut child poverty in whole?
All the way.
Why stop?
Why not?
What would it take? So whatever you're doing, just do twice as much. Just do 50% more. We're going to do half of what's necessary. Just do all of what's necessary.
Well, they need all those billions to fund 100% fund COBRA subsidies.
Yes.
When COBRA is twice as expensive as Medicare.
That's right.
Twice. That's what you need all that money for.
Time to do some more coups. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.